Inner peace is not about comfort. That is the lesson the early Stoics taught us. You must learn to live outside your comfort zone regularly. This sounds like the complete opposite of what would bring you peace, but you think about it for a minute. Life is constantly tossing us into situations that we might not be comfortable with. If you train yourself to make peace with these changes that come constantly, there is very little that can shock you in life. Besides that, you will develop a mental and emotional resilience to challenges that life presents every day, and this is the objective that I have. I hope that at the end of this book, you are in more control of your emotions and more aware of how you react to the things that happen to you in life. Early Stoics taught us to be accepting, humble, but confident in our place in the universe. The lack of control you might be experiencing right now does not invalidate your existence. This should be your first Stoic lesson. The art of living. I have watched tons of day in the life of YouTube videos. A lot of them start with the alarm going off and then waking up, making coffee, going through their morning routines, and so on. Because of the way it is carefully curated for social media, we think that this is what living means. As social media becomes more and more popular, the idea of perfection has become the norm. We think that our lives should look a certain way, and if it doesn't fall into that aesthetic, then something is wrong with us. This has created an artificial standard of living that everyone has accepted as the ideal template. Go through Pinterest or even your home. You would find that a lot of the choices you have made in recent times have been influenced by the things you have seen there. In the same wavelength, you would find that a lot of the emotional dissatisfaction you have been experiencing lately when it comes to how you live your life could stem from the perceptions you have adopted from these platforms. Living has nothing to do with social expectations. Of course, people expect certain things from you. You have certain expectations for yourself, but it doesn't mean that the life you have should be dictated by those expectations. Living the life you dream of goes beyond having the most innovative pen holder at your desk or dressing like you just stepped out of the pages of a fashion magazine. It is about being authentic and staying true to who you are. However, we struggle with this because we allow all these images and information from the media to get into our minds and tell us who we are or who we should be. So how does Stoicism help us in this area? Let us go to the past and see what the first Stoics did. In the previous chapter, we talked about them briefly. Some of these guys came from wealthy backgrounds that they could have used to attain a proper social standing, which was ideal and comfortable. But they shunned their privileges and chose to live openly and humbly. The person who met Zeno during his first Stoic encounter was a man who was wise and deeply philosophical, but had nothing but the clothes on his body to his name. In today's society, that wisdom will be disregarded because it is difficult to understand how you can be so wise and knowledgeable on things, but choose to live in such an undignified way. We would fail to see that it was never about his living conditions, but about his choices. Now, being a Stoic doesn't mean you have to give up your life and live on the streets. It means we have started learning to live with our choices. If you want to overcome the opinions of other people that control us, you need to own your choices even if they fall out of favor in the court of public opinion. The focus should not be on what people are going to think about you. That kind of acceptance can keep you in bondage and stop you from experiencing life to the fullest. True freedom is the ability to make a choice and find happiness and contentment with it. You just need to make sure of your conscience and your inner voice is satisfied. That is the total of what the art of living is about.